Tāne and the Baskets of Knowledge. The Māori Gods, Book 4. Every iwi has its own version of Tāne's journey to fetch the Baskets of Knowledge from Tikitiki-o-Rangi. These excerpts were taken from the teachings of Te Mātorohanga and Nepia Pōhuhu. Portions have been borrowed from the Te Wānanga of Hokianga. Some have come from the National School of Ancient Māori Weaponry. There was a time when Nio Matua Kore, the Supreme God, summoned Rehua and Ruatau, heavenly guardians, to Mātangireia, his sacred home located at the highest of the 12 heavens, Tikitiki-o-Rangi. Io commanded the two guardians to go down to earth. The mission? To find which of Ranginui and Papatūānuku's sons could ascend to Te Toi-o-ngā Rangi and fetch the Baskets of Knowledge. There were 3 baskets. Te Kete Tūauri, the basket which held ritual knowledge, memory, and prayer. Te Kete Tūatea, the basket in which the black arts, malevolence, and knowledge harmful to mankind were kept. Te Kete Aronui, the basket that contained knowledge essential to man's survival. In addition to these baskets were 2 stones endowed with miraculous godlike powers. Their names, Hukatai and Rehutai. Rehua and Ruatau descended directly to Tū-te-a-Niwa, the home of one faction of the divided family of Ranginui and Papatūānuku. The eldest child, Whiro-te-Tipua, and his younger brother Whiro-te-Tipua were there. Rehua asked Whiro, "What route will you take in your ascent to Te Toi-o-ngā Rangi?" "The edge of the heavens, and from there climb to the uppermost heaven." "You won't succeed that way. The tempestuous wind will overwhelm you." When Rehua and Ruatau were done, they headed straight to Wharekura, home to the second fraternity of the children of Ranginui and Papatūānuku. They posed the same question to Tūmatauenga, Tūmatakāka, Tongo-Marairoa, and others. Some said they would go by way of the long aka-aka vine or via heaven's staircase. Neither was the answer Rehua was looking for. But when Tāne was asked the question, he said, "I will take heaven's staircase and catch the ascending clouds of Te Toi-huarewa. They will carry me to Tikitiki-o-Rangi." Rehua and his companion agreed, and Tāne was taken to the spring at Maunga Nui. There he was anointed and given the name Tāne Nui-a-Rangi, then told to go directly to Te Pūmotomoto, the entrance to the uppermost heaven. When Whiro learned that Tāne would retrieve the baskets of knowledge, he resolved to complete the mission himself. Even with Uru-te-nganga telling him that Tāne Nui-a-Rangi was the anointed one, Whiro paid no mind, setting off via the periphery of the heavens. Although his older brother had left ahead of him, Tāne waited for the winds to subside before he and Tūpai headed off to begin their ascent of the heavens. Following close on their heels to help them was Tāwhiri Mātea. Te Paraweranui is the southerly tempest. It lifted Tāne and the others and carried them along heaven's staircase to Tā Ururangi, the entrance to the 10th heaven, known as Te Rangi Naunau Ariki. Again, Tāne was immersed in water to cleanse him of matter that pertained to his earthly existence. Purified, he was forbidden to touch food or drink water until he returned to Tā Ururangi and had been released from the sanctity of the upper realms of heaven. By now, resentment and anger had intensified within Whiro as he lay in wait at the entrance to Tikitiki-o-Rangi. With him were Te Tini-a-Poto, his militia of birds and insects, including mosquitoes, sandflies, spiders, weta, and all manner of creatures that are now but irritants to mankind. Whiro's plan was that they would strike Tāne, draw his blood, and kill him. Whiro and his cohort's assault on Tāne was intense. Had it not been for Tāwhiri Mātea and the tumultuous gales, who knows what fate may have had in store for Tāne and Tūpai. Suffice to say, the adversaries were blown to the nether ends of the heavens. Eventually, Tāne and Tūpai arrived at the entrance to Mātangireia, the house of Io. There to greet him was Io the parentless one, and the multitude of Whatukura and Māorekura, the guardians of the heavens, embodiments of both the male and female form. They subjected Ranginui to the final purification rites before he entered the treasure house of Rangiatea, the first of the Te Wānanga. At last, Tāne was presented with the 3 baskets of knowledge and the 2 sacred stones. If Tāne thought he had accomplished his mission, he was sadly mistaken. Free from the sanctions of the Uppermost Heaven, Whiro's army of insects attacked him once again as he traversed between the 11th and 10th realms of heaven. Rehua summoned the winds and the snow, and together with Tāwhiri Mātea and Paraweranui, defeated the flying pests. Not all of Whiro's allies fell in the heat of battle. Some were captured and brought back to dwell upon this earth. Amongst them were the bat, the owl, the mountain parrot, the sparrowhawk, the night parrot, and the parakeet. Some are just creepy, like the centipede, the weta, the stick insect, the grasshopper, and the daddy long legs. There were those, of course, that you might say Whiro sent purposely to pester mankind forever, like the sandfly, the mosquito, the blowfly, and the midge. Among them all was the butterfly, perhaps as a reminder to us all that even among all that is bad, there is some good to be found. That great massacre of Whiro and his army has since become widely known as Te Rangi Kaupapa. When the dust settled, Tāne, his companions and their treasure descended to the lowest heaven. Ranginui set the clouds alight as a sign that the mission had been completed. Uruao and Tūpai sounded their trumpets, Te Wharara o Te Rangi and Puororangi, to welcome Tāne and his convoy. The sound of the blasts reached to Te Aniwaniwa, Wharekura, and Huakipauri. Almost everyone gathered at Marae Nui for the arrival of Ranginui, the 3 baskets of knowledge, and the sacred stones. The treasures were welcomed, apportioned, and supplanted on earth, and mankind emerged into this world of enlightenment and understanding. Since that time, Tāne also became known as Tāne Matua, Tāne Te Waiora, Tāne Te Torokaha, Tāne Tahurangi, Tāne Maikiroa, among many other names. But those are stories for yet another time.